New reaction this morning from Republican lawmakers on Capitol Hill after Donald Trump's CNN town hall appearance. The former president spent most of the night repeating lies about the 2020 election and his record in office. And Trump's talking points? Well, let's find out how some of the folks in his own party are reacting to that. CNN's Manu Raju joins us from Capitol Hill. Manu, you're always chasing people down. I think you could chase down a cheetah if you needed to. Who are you hearing from, and what are they saying about that performance last night?
Well, there is some pushback about a number of the former president's claims, one contending that January 6th was a beautiful day in his words and suggesting that if he's president again, that he may actually seek to pardon many of those January 6th prisoners. He also didn't take sides in the war versus Ukraine versus Russia. Of course, many Republicans support Ukraine's effort there. He wouldn't call Vladimir Putin a war criminal. And he also suggested that perhaps the U.S. should endure a debt default, the first ever in the nation's history, if Republicans don't get their way on their demands over spending cuts. But in talking to Republican senators, a number of them are pushing back.
I think President Trump's judgment is wrong in this case. President Putin and his government have engaged in war crimes. I don't believe that's disputed.
I mean, does it worry you that your party's leading presidential candidate is advancing?
Of course it does. That's why I don't intend to support him for the Republican nomination.
And what's the reason for you not supporting him?
Where do I begin?
Anybody who crossed in to the into the Capitol under the circumstances that I witnessed firsthand, it's hard for me to have a positive predisposition towards them.
And one of his closest allies, Senator Lindsey Graham, I just caught up with as well, and he is in the camp of Vladimir Putin is a war criminal. He also said that he tried to explain Donald Trump's comments as not taking a side on one side or the other, Russia versus Ukraine, as part of an effort to ensure peace there. That isn't the argument from Trump's camp. But the others in the Republican conference also pushing back, including the number 2 Republican, John Thune, who told our colleague Nikki Robertson, said that it looks like a lot of Democratic campaign ads were being written last night.
Wow. Manu Raju, thank you for all of that and getting to all of those Republicans today. John.
All right, that's really interesting. With us now, CNN political commentator S.E. Cupp and former White House lawyer Jim Schultz. Donald Trump lost the last election, regardless of what he said last night. He lost the last election, which means if he's going to win again, he's got to add votes, relatively speaking. We just heard from Republican voters and leaders, John Thune, Young, and also Thom Tillis. Doesn't sound like he added their votes last night. In what way do you think, Jim, that Donald Trump may have added to his coalition last night?
I don't think he added one bit last night. He didn't do anything to help himself in the Republican primary, and if he got past the Republican primary, certainly not in a general election. He had an opportunity last night to not double down on January 6th, not double down on the election fraud claims, the bogus election fraud claims that he's making, and using, right-wing conspiracy theory organizations as examples of things that are as something that he's using as a basis upon which to support his claims. It's just not what Republicans are looking for right now. Republicans are going to look at that and say, okay, what's changed? Nothing's changed with Donald Trump. And I think a lot of people are looking for something new and accomplish, Republican goals and be conservative without being Donald Trump. And I think if anybody's looking at this election right now and saying, well, am I going to get in? Maybe I'll get in, maybe I don't. I think last night encouraged them to get in.
Is Jim right, or is Trump on cruise control?
All due respect, I appreciate that analysis, and I'm sure there are Republicans who are willing to say that that wasn't great, because it wasn't great, but he's playing a different game. He's not being judged by Thom Tillis, the MAGA assassin, right? He's not being judged by rational conservatives. He's not being judged by the media and fact checkers. He's playing at his game. And I have some hard truths, earmuffs, if you don't want to hear this. Donald Trump was great last night if you're a Donald Trump supporter. And we saw there were lots in that room. They don't care about the stuff we care about. The lies, the smears, the insults, rape charges, investigations. They laughed at it. They applauded it. I think last night was a reminder that he is not irrelevant. He is definitely not chastened. And there's still a lot of energy behind Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, I'll say, was much more energetic than I expected him to be last
There
night.
was a condition, though, in the statement you just made there, the
ahead.
assertion. You said if you're a Donald Trump supporter,
Yes.
Donald Trump supporter. If you're not, if you are undecided, how great was he?
Well, if you're, I'm not even sure there are undecideds when it comes to Donald Trump, but there might be some independents and moderates. And listen, he's never wanted to add to the base. He has been systematically kicking out good conservatives since 2015. And so he's fine with the base shrinking as long as it's condensing and becoming 100% Trump pure.
So we heard from Asa Hutchinson last night. We heard from Chris Sununu. Both of them H. Hutchinson already announced is running against Donald Trump. I am curious about Ron DeSantis, since Ron DeSantis is polling the highest among all the possible challengers to Donald Trump. Do you think he does anything with this, or how does he use this town hall in his campaign against Donald Trump?
Look, his super PAC made some comments, but I think until he's in the race, he doesn't have a real basis or a platform to go out and say a thing, right? He can make veiled comments. He can say small things when he's out giving his press, doing political events or doing official events. But I just think until he's in the race, he doesn't have a basis upon which to really hammer away, because he's the sitting governor in Florida. And he has to make that judgment, get into the race, and then has to tie it up with Donald Trump and go blow for blow with
Do you
him.
think anything? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, but to your point, if you're watching that, you think someone like DeSantis or any of those would-be contenders, opponents of Donald Trump, would be encouraged to get in. I am sorry. We all covered 2015, 2016. I saw Donald Trump fell 17 Republicans, any one of whom I probably could have voted for, over him. I don't think there's anyone in the field that could go up against that we saw last night.
Well, that was going to be my question. Do you think any of that gives Ron DeSantis pause?
It shouldn't give Ron DeSantis pause. I don't think it should give him pause. If he's thinking about getting in the race, he should get into the race. I disagree with you on one point, right?
Yeah.
There are Republicans who have said, look, we don't want the nonsense anymore.
Yeah.
We might have liked the policies, we might have put up with it for some time, but don't like the policy, don't like the candidate anymore. And we're looking for something different. And I think he has an ability to go in, if it's a smaller group of candidates, we had 16, 17
Right.
people on the stage last time. I don't think we're going to see it this time. I think if you have a smaller group of candidates who are all bullish on Donald Trump, it's a different story, because a lot of folks are getting tired. What happens when the next indictment drops, if it drops? Georgia, DOJ, people will start saying, okay, is it really worth it to go through all this trouble for Donald Trump when we can win with someone else? Republicans are going to start thinking that way. We're far away from the primary. I think there's plenty of time.
I think, to your point, look, there's a difference between donors, political operatives who might be looking at where they can park their support and money and say, I don't want that anymore. I'm done with that. Peter Thiel is in that category of people who are saying, I'm not here for a repeat in the culture wars. I don't think voters are turned off by the investigations and the charges, and I think they're real into it.
You know where I saw it happen? I saw it in this last election cycle on the ground in Pennsylvania, when he stuck his nose into a primary election cycle there. And he made a lot of people in the party unhappy getting involved in those local races. So I really think that, coupled with all the other things, the folks on the ground, the people that are going door to door, are going to be giving him a second thought.
I do see a lot of people looking both ways today, wondering what the impact of this will be. Jim, Essie, great to see both of you. Thank you very much.